You hit the gym, you dress sharp, your life's in order. People tell you you're good looking. Yet somehow, you're sitting home alone on a Saturday night, while your average-looking buddy is out enjoying a happy relationship. What's going on here? Here's the truth no one's telling you. Being attractive can actually make dating harder, not easier. And before you think that sounds crazy, stick around, because I'm about to break down the psychological trap that good-looking men fall into that destroys their dating success. This isn't some looks don't matter comfort talk. Looks absolutely matter. But there's a dark side to being attractive that creates specific problems nobody really talks about. And if you're a good-looking guy who still struggles with dating, you're about to have a light bulb moment that finally explains everything. Let's unpack why your attractiveness might secretly be your biggest obstacle. 1. The paradox of options. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. When you're attractive, you've got more options but fewer connections, and your brain doesn't know the difference. Think about it. You walk into a bar or open a dating app and instantly get stares, matches, and interest. Your brain reads that as success. But that's the trap. All that attention doesn't turn into real dates or deep relationships, because you're playing the wrong game. When you're attractive, people are drawn to your looks alone. So you never had to develop the skills that make you magnetic beyond the physical. You didn't learn to be interesting because your face did the heavy lifting. You didn't sharpen your conversation skills because people stuck around regardless. You never practiced building emotional connection because physical attraction carried things in the beginning. Meanwhile, your average-looking friend had to develop those things. He had to learn how to be engaging, funny, confident, and create genuine chemistry. And ironically, those are the exact skills that actually build lasting relationships. You're like someone born rich who never learned to make money. You've got the asset, but you don't know how to use it. So when the initial spark fades, as it always does, you've got nothing deeper to hold her interest. And it gets worse. The illusion of options makes you picky for the wrong reasons. You start swiping left on people who might be great for you. Chasing someone who looks as attractive as the attention you've been getting tells you that you deserve. You're optimizing for looks, the currency of your world, while overlooking the ones who'd actually bring you real happiness. 2. The entitlement trap. The second reason attractive men struggle, what I call the entitlement trap. And yeah, this one stings a bit. When you're good looking, people treat you differently your entire life. Teachers cut you slack. Strangers are nicer. People laugh at your jokes even when they're not funny. You've received approval without earning it. Over time, this builds a subtle sense of entitlement that kills attraction. Here's how it plays out in dating. You expect women to carry the conversation because you're used to others trying to impress you. You show up looking good and assume that's enough. You get irritated when women don't fall for you instantly because you're not used to needing effort. But reality check. Attractive women deal with good-looking men all the time. Your looks might open the door, but they won't keep you in the room. And when you show up acting like your appearance should be enough, women sense that arrogance instantly. And it pushes them away. Real attraction comes from effort, curiosity, and genuine interest, not from expecting someone to be grateful for your attention. Entitlement flips the dynamic backwards. Instead of creating an experience where she wants to be chosen by you, you start evaluating her like she's applying for a job. Women feel that energy instantly. No matter how handsome you are, entitled energy destroys attraction faster than anything else, because it signals that you think you're the prize, without actually being one beyond your looks. 3. The intimidation factor. Here's the third reason, and it might surprise you. Your attractiveness intimidates people. When you're very attractive, others assume you're out of their league, or that you've got endless options. So they pull back to protect themselves from rejection. They assume you're probably a player, or not serious about relationships. That creates a weird loop. People are interested, but they hold back emotionally. They keep their guard up, afraid of getting hurt or being just another person to you. So you end up with shallow surface-level interactions that never turn into something real. Meanwhile, you read their distance as lack of interest, so you pull back too. Both sides protect themselves, and nothing real ever forms. You go on plenty of first dates, but nothing sticks, because nobody's willing to open up first. And here's the kicker. This dynamic makes you seem even more distant, reinforcing the same cycle. People see you as the emotionally unavailable attractive guy, not realizing that you're only distant because they're the ones keeping their walls up. 4. The shallow interaction problem. The fourth reason good-looking men struggle. Your looks attract attention from the wrong people and push away the right ones. When people are drawn to you mostly for your appearance, you attract those who value looks above depth. These might not be the people you're actually compatible with, but they dominate your dating pool, because your appearance is what pulls them in. Meanwhile, the people who do value substance might not approach you at all. They assume you're superficial or only date other attractive people. So your dating world becomes filled with people who care about surface level attraction, not genuine connection. And here's where it turns dangerous. Those shallow interactions reinforce your worst habits. When everyone treats you like you're your looks, you start identifying with your looks. Your personality takes a back seat. You become a well-wrapped package with not much inside. Eventually, even you start feeling that emptiness, that something's missing. But because you've coasted on looks for so long, you don't know how to fix it. 5. The skill deficit. Now for the final and most brutal truth. Attractive people often have a skill deficit. Your average looking friend had to build the social toolkit you never needed. He learned to read body language carefully, to develop humor as a weapon of charm, to ask good questions and actually listen. Those skills made him magnetic. You, on the other hand, never had to. Your looks opened doors, so you never learned to pick locks. But now, you're facing situations where looks aren't enough, and you don't have the skills to back it up. You might miss subtle cues, because people always made their interest obvious. You might not be naturally funny because your looks always carried your presence. You might not be the best conversationalist, because people were content just looking at you. These weaknesses show up after the first date. When connection matters, you get the first date easily, but can't turn it into a second, because the chemistry doesn't deepen. And it's confusing, because your looks always seem to work before, not realizing they only ever work to open the door, not keep you inside. Being attractive comes with advantages, no doubt. But in dating, it creates a unique set of challenges most people never mention. The entitlement trap, the intimidation factor, the shallow connections, and the lack of real social skills. They all combine to make dating harder for attractive men than most would think. The good news: once you're aware of these traps, you can fix them. You can develop the social intelligence you skipped over. You can keep your confidence without crossing into entitlement. You can focus on connection instead of appearance. That's how you go from just being attractive to being magnetic. Your looks may have opened the door, but your depth, your awareness, and your character are what keep it open. Because here's the truth, man. Being good looking can open doors, but it can also build walls you don't even realize are there. You start mistaking interest for connection. You confuse attention for validation. And before long, you're surrounded by attraction, but you're starving for depth. You see, most attractive men never had to learn the art of connection. They were validated early and often. Compliments came easy. Interest was automatic. But all that did was build a fragile identity based on external approval, not internal strength. That's why when things don't go your way, when a woman isn't impressed, when she pulls away, when she chooses someone else, it hits you harder than it should. Because deep down, you built your confidence on your looks, not your groundedness. Real masculine power doesn't come from being admired. It comes from being rooted, from knowing your worth without needing it confirmed by others. When you stop chasing validation, when you stop expecting your looks to carry you, something shifts. You become present, you start paying attention, you stop performing and start connecting. That's when your attractiveness transforms from surface level appeal into something magnetic. Something women feel more than they see. Because attraction that lasts doesn't come from your face, your body, or your style. It comes from your energy, from your awareness, your calmness, and your depth. A man who's grounded in himself, who's not attached to being seen as the attractive guy, radiates a kind of confidence most men never reach. That's the shift. That's when you stop being chased for your looks and start being chosen for your presence. So, if you've ever wondered why your dating life doesn't reflect the attention you get, now you know. It's not your appearance that's holding you back. It's your dependence on it. The solution isn't to change how you look. It's to change how you show up. Learn to listen. Develop curiosity. Be intentional with your words. Lead with grounded confidence, not expectation. When you do that, your looks stop being your identity and start becoming your advantage. Because now you've got both. The visual appeal and the depth that sustains connection. That's what makes a man truly magnetic. Your appearance might make her look twice. But your presence, that's what keeps her thinking about you long after you've walked away. If this message hit home, subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment below. Which of these truths hit you the hardest? Was it the entitlement trap, the intimidation factor, or the skill deficit? Let's talk about it. Because understanding this is the first step toward mastering not just attraction, but masculine presence itself. Because at the end of the day, man, being attractive is just one piece of the puzzle. It might draw people in, but it doesn't make them stay. What truly keeps someone around is how you make them feel. Not impressed, not entertained, but seen. And you can't make someone feel seen until you've done that work yourself. Until you stop relying on surface level validation and start building real substance underneath it. When you start developing your character, your awareness, your emotional control, everything about you changes. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself. You stop needing to prove that you're the prize, because you are the prize. Not because of your face, but because of your frame. That's the difference between being a man who's attractive and a man who's unforgettable. Your looks may grab attention, but your presence earns respect. And when you combine both, when your appearance reflects the inner strength you've built, you stop playing the dating game and start rewriting it. So remember, being good looking isn't the problem. It's mistaking your looks for your value that keeps you stuck. The moment you start grounding your confidence in who you are, not what you look like, you'll notice everything shift. Women will respond differently. Your conversations will flow naturally. Your dating life will stop feeling like a performance and start feeling like purpose. That's real masculine energy. Solid, unshakable. So ask yourself, are you relying on your looks, or are you building your presence? Because one fades with time, and the other only gets stronger. If you're ready to level up not just your appearance, but your mindset, your energy, and your presence, hit subscribe. Drop a comment below and let's talk about what resonated most with you. Because the truth is, your looks might open doors, but your depth, your discipline, and your presence, that's what keeps them open.